wanted, since I was the first, not to be the last. And I wanted to do the job well, so it would provide encouragement for women to serve in the future.
When Justice Sandra Day O'Connor became the first woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court, she had traveled a long road from the cattle ranch in the Southwest where she was raised, past major gender discrimination roadblocks in the beginning of her legal career.
I didn't know there was a problem out on the ranch. There certainly wasn't a problem, so I was unaware of any gender discrimination, if you will. That was not in my scope of experience at all.
When did you first become aware of gender
I don't know, probably much later in life when I tried to get a job.
Were you surprised how limited the possibilities were when you graduated from law school?
I was shocked because I did very well in law school. I was way up there, and I assumed everything would be perfect, and it wasn't. I couldn't get a job offer, and I was shocked by that.
After graduating from Stanford Law School when she could not get a job as a lawyer at a law firm, she finally started working as a deputy county attorney in California. So to be nominated to the top court in the country almost 3 decades later?
Well, it was, of course, a surprise that I was, and it was very demanding because I had to put forward a demeanor that would enable the voters to say, oh, well, it would be all right if we had a woman in that position.
During her earliest years on the family cattle ranch, Sandra Day learned to be independent riding horses and to be a team player working with her family and cowboys. When she was sent off to private school in nearby El Paso, she got a surprising glimpse at greatness in a forceful first lady who stopped by her school.
There was one occasion while I was a student there, that the principal of Radford School for Girls had met Eleanor Roosevelt somehow and persuaded her to come stop in El Paso and come to Radford School one day. I did not dare tell my parents. I knew they would yank me out instantly and never let me go back if they knew Eleanor Roosevelt was there.
Did you ever tell them?
No.
As the first woman on the Supreme Court, O'Connor has since been honored by several first families. Justice O'Connor became a moderate voice on the bench, not to be pigeonholed, protecting women's rights and remedies against racial discrimination. She was the only woman on the Supreme Court for 12 years, until Justice Ginsburg began to serve. She bravely faced breast cancer 7 years into her court tenure and planned her treatment so she would not miss sittings.
What was your most significant contribution here at the Supreme Court?
Well, I think it had to be to perform my duties here in such a way that it left the door open to put additional women on the court as time went by. That was the thing. You didn't want to serve as a woman and do a lousy job, so they weren't going to have another one as long as they could help it. I didn't want that.
O'Connor juggled a legal career and raising 3 sons.
It's hard work. There's a lot to do, and if you're trying to do a paid job in addition to taking care of family, it's extremely challenging. We didn't have the means to have household help in those days. I didn't have any of that. So I had to do everything, plus my job. And it was hard, no question.
Now retired from the Supreme Court, Justice O'Connor has a lifelong mission of encouraging Americans of all ages to become more civic-minded.
What do you think are the basics everybody should know, every American?
That women are as capable as men of handling all of the jobs from start to finish at state government level and at federal government level. That's very important that our citizens look at women as well as men and say, well, if we have to pick a new member of Congress, we can certainly consider Susan as well as Jim. They're both capable of doing the job, and we're going to evaluate both of them.